Firstly, start with the injuries. Do you have an update on Angus MacDonald yet?
Yes, I have. Yeah, good news. His scans come back clear, so he's good to go, which is pleasing. The first scan was a bit inconclusive, which is why it took a while. So we had to have a second one to see what was what, but it's come back all good. So yeah, good to go.
Are you pleasantly surprised? I did see him hobbling around after that Doncaster game.
Yeah, there's a bit. I think there was a bit of swelling, but nothing major, nothing to worry about. So there was definitely something in there, but nothing, like I say, nothing to worry about. He's good to go.
And where do you feel his game's at? You've brought him in. He's quite sort of high profile signing, I guess, having played for the Championship, and you've made him your captain. So how's he settled in for you overall?
Very well. I think he's progressed nicely, which is why obviously I didn't want him to be injured moving forward, because I didn't want him to ever start season. So it's important that he carries on playing. I think he's got stronger with each performance. So I'm really pleased.
How's Marcel Lavinier doing?
Yeah, Marcel's again trained, so he's now back in contention as well.
And where do sort of things stand for Rhys Devine and Ellis Handler? Are they in contention for starts possible?
Well, they both put a lot in on Tuesday, so I've got to be mindful of the fact that they've not played for a long time, both of them. I think Ellis got around 70 minutes, and I know Rhys did a little bit longer with probably around 80 minutes. So it will be a big ask for them to even consider starting, but certainly will be considered for the squad. And
I guess the big sort of talking point from Tuesdays was kind of Rashan's performance and the energy he brought in. So, I mean, where is he fitness-wise? In theory, would you love to sort of start him on that display, but I guess fitness-wise, it's just not possible.
No, he's not at that point where we can consider a start. But again, I think the fact that he's got good minutes under his belt from Tuesday night and looked really lively and sharp, as we all saw. Obviously scored his goal, which is obviously pleasing for him. But now he'll be considered for the squad as well. And
is he potentially a great sort of wild card to have off the bench, do you think?
Oh, obviously, yeah, because of what he brings and what we saw on Tuesday night. He adds that little bit of energy, doesn't he? He's very quick, powerful, energetic, and he'll add that little bit of energy.
And he seems quite an engaging personality as well.
Great kid, yeah. Now he's been here for a while. I know we've only just signed him before the window shut, but he'd been with us rehabbing and kind of got to know him quite well before we signed him, and we really like him. We think a lot of him, and it's a shame kind of that he's had the injuries that he's had. Otherwise, I think he would have been probably playing at a higher level than this. But we're lucky in many ways to have him.
But for the fans who enjoyed him, you have to give them the message that you've got to manage him sort of very carefully with the injuries he's had.
Yeah, of course. He's had major operations, so we've got to be careful. We're going to use him accordingly. But he will give us, like I say, that energy and that spark at the top of the pitch.
I'm trying to think of anyone you've got who's not fit.
Tommy Adeloye is still probably 2 weeks away from getting back out on the grass, but he's working extremely hard rehabbing.
So Grimsby, I think share in common with you not having lost a league game since the opening day. So what sort of match have you got coming?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think they lost their first game to Leyton Orient, if I'm not mistaken, and then they've kind of gone on a bit of a roll as well. Drawn a lot of games mind as well, and I don't think, I might be wrong, but I don't think they've won at home yet. So a little bit of pressure on them possibly. Very good manager, very experienced manager in Paul Hurst, and like him a lot. His sides are always hard to play against. He's got a good sprinkling of youth and experience within the team. You look at the players he's got some good experience in Luke Waterfall at the back and Ryan Taylor at the top of the pitch, and then he's got some good youth as well. I think he's signed some good loan players. The boy Richardson from Burnley looks a handful at the top of the pitch. Boy Smith, centre half from Hull, has done well for him as well. So I know a good side.
So given they've just come back into the league, the start they made is not that much of a surprise to you?
No, not at all. It's always a tough place to go. They're well followed as well. It's always a tough place to go, and I've been there over the years, and it's always kind of been a hard place to go and get anything from. So, but we're prepared. We're looking forward to the game, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
You've got no Johnny Williams. Is playing Jacob Wakeling as a sort of wide forward an option for you? Because I can't remember you doing it that much yet.
Is it an option? Yeah, it is an option. Yeah, I think all our forward players and all our players who play in them three positions can all play either the wide one or the one down the middle. I think that you saw on Tuesday night Tyrese Shade playing down the middle. I think Jacob Wakeling can play in them wide areas and play kind of down the middle, obviously as well. So yeah, I think that is an option.
I guess the fans have been clamouring for it. They saw a bit of it on Doncaster, having sort of Jeff Cotton and Wakeling on the pitch at the same time.
Yeah, no, I think that's something that we'll be looking at. Maybe later on in the game. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Apologies, you did talk a bit about this with Joe on Tuesday, but what's the best sort of way of trying to replace what Johnny brings to the side? Well,
it's almost an impossible task in many ways, because Johnny's a very, very good player. I think he's been possibly arguably over the last 3 games our best player, and he gives us that kind of real energy, that spark. He's scored a couple of goals as well, so it's difficult to replace him. But I also believe that we've got really good players within the squad. We've got good strength in depth, different from Johnny, but we'll have to look at that and think what's the best way of going about it.
Do you feel there will sort of inevitably be a slight adjustment in the way you play then?
No, I don't think we adjust from the way we play. It will just be the case of there'll be a different player on the pitch, but we never really change from how we play and what we want to do.
And is it still sort of, as far as you're concerned, very much steady progress despite Tuesday?
Yeah, listen, we're in a good place. I know Tuesday was kind of backward step in terms of the result, but I still feel that a lot of players on the pitch on Tuesday night had kind of minutes on the pitch that was needed for them. There was a couple of players coming back from injury, so it was vital that they got some minutes. So no, that was important, and that the game served the purpose. Would we have liked to have won the game? Of course. But the reality is that we got players some real needed minutes on the pitch, and of course we give some experience to some younger ones as well, which is always important.
And last one, are you at the point with so few injuries? Just tell me where you're looking at players who are the 19th and 20th player and thinking, actually, this is quite difficult to leave them out of a matchday squad. Does it feel quite tough to sort of tell some players you might be the 19th man this weekend now?
Yes, it is very tough, and it's kind of the decision that I think every manager wants. They want to have them difficult decisions to make. That just means to say that we've recruited right and we've got a good squad, and it's now down to me to try and make the right decision. And it is the part of the job that's not nice, but has to be done.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.